Optimal Fitness Systems Module 6 Program Design. Basically, this is bringing it all together. Kind of a recap of what we talked about. There's another word I really wanted to emphasize out there, which is called periodization. It's a way to change things up, if you will, to help keep the body shocking and to continue to see results. Again, if we look at it from the beginning, and I said a lot of this in our last module, but following the sequence that we went over, first things first, your pre-activity screening, right? Make sure that they're safe enough to continue on. So if somebody comes in and they do their PAR-Q, and they have shoulder issues, or if they have back pain, or if they have popping inside their knee, you're going to want to know when to say, I'm going to have to refer you back to your doctor because you don't want to make things any worse. Okay, so pre-activity screening, very, very important. Fitness assessment, obtain those baseline measurements. Okay, it's hard to make goals. It's hard to seek out a new destination if you don't know where you're starting from. Okay, so baseline measurements, very important. Overhead squat, see if they have movement impairments. If they have movement impairments, do what you can do to implement a corrective exercise strategy to address those movement impairments. You don't want to get them, doing a bunch of plyometrics, jumping out in your power phase, and they still have a lot of those movement impairments. You don't want to further encourage them movement impairments. Keep in mind, I didn't mention this earlier, but remember, we're not going to be able to, and this is important to teach your client, we're not there and we're not going to be able to change their skeletal structure. Very important to mention that. Women's, the hips get bigger, they get that Q angle. But what we're trying to do is help them obtain their optimal functional movement abilities. Okay, so again, you can't change the skeletal structure, but we can do to at least try to address the movement impairments to the best of our abilities to help them achieve their optimal functional abilities. So after you've gone through the corrective exercise protocols, then you're going to move on to your stabilization. Remember, good core stabilization, good joint stability. Think about that genesis, the force production, bouncing off the ground-based reaction forces, minimizing how many force leaks we have throughout that kinetic chain so that their performance is optimal. And then you go into your strength training. So now we're looking at increasing the lean body mass, decreasing body fat, increasing the strength of all the tissues of the body, including bone, muscle, tendon, joint capsules, and then moving on to your power training to allow them to be more reactive and to help speed up the communication between their brain and the rest of their body. And then from there, you can go on to the specificity type of training. So if they're a football player, whatever position they're playing, you can move on to sport-specific type of conditioning. Or if it's an elderly patient that has specific goals, or somebody in the 40s or 50s that wants to get back into skiing or something, you can work their way up to that point where now the specificity would be conditioning specifically for skiing. So it's a very, again, systematic, progressive approach to help them obtain their goals as safely and efficiently as possible. You have everything I have laid out for you. I've provided templates. I'm sending them in a Word document so that you can actually go in there and change your, you can take my logo out and put your own logo in. When I come up with this program, my goal was, if I can go back 20 years ago and somebody say, what would be the perfect thing I could give you? You can walk out tomorrow and be a personal trainer. This would be the program. It really would. I've narrowed down, I've cut out all of the big human movement sciences and the exercise physiology, because I'm assuming you already have that background. I zeroed in on exactly what you would need to know to get out there and start doing your personal training business, and provided all the paperwork. So print it all out, go on the Word document, put your own logo in there. Hope you're excited. I hope you learned a lot from this. I appreciate your feedback. There's other programs that I do. If you go on my website, www.power-up-training.com, I have other programs out there that I do. You can certainly jump on there and check things out. Again, my Facebook page is Power Up Health Fitness Performance, and start talking with me. Hopefully I can help you out, or you can give me some information, and I feel that I learned just as much from you guys and from my clients as that I can ever provide to you. So again, I hope you enjoyed it, and best of luck with your personal training business. Thank you.